Alright, so there's no more hiding it or denying it. We are at war with Iran now. Two things are going on. First, the Iran Revolutionary Guard has, I guess, their missile corps or whatever. They tried to do missile strikes on American bases in Iraq. It's strange because they just keep saying they've attempted or they fired missiles at. I'm not seeing any reports of the damage or if anyone's hit or if they've hit the bases or if they were close or not. So I'm not sure to the extent of how bad we're damaged, but like 30 minutes before the the missile strikes or the launches or whatever occurred, a Boeing 737 hosted by a Ukrainian airline crashed just outside of Tehran shortly after taking off from Tehran's international airport, and it didn't have a mayday call. And all pilots always, once they declare an emergency and they start diving towards the ground, even before then, sometimes when just both the engines stall, before they even have time to try to get them back online, they will get on the call and say Mayday, Mayday, just to, get everyone's attention and, have people on the alert for rescue missions and stuff and emergency landings, all that. And that Mayday didn't occur, so a lot of people are believing that there was some type of sabotage or it was possibly shot down to escalate the tension. See, what I thought the 737 was grounded worldwide. So I'm not. And then, so this is confusing to me that it was even flying. But a second world country like Ukraine can do shit like that. Like, no first world country is still letting the 737 fly. And this, I think Iran did this just to harm the 737. I bought some Boeing shares the day it crashed, the stock crashed. I remember last summer. I think I was on Robinhood and I bought like 10 more shares or something like that, and as soon as I purchased it, I just start, like, an hour later, all these news reports are coming out. It gets grounded by all first world countries and a lot of the Middle East, like Dubai and Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait. They all started, ending flights with the 737. They were ending all purchases. So this is really strange, and I believe they did this ever since that all that shit has happened. More and more problems have come up. They've been saying, Boeing was making all these shortcuts in the safety and security process. I guess for the autopilot systems and stuff, and just trying to rush it through to get it so it can debut and they can start selling it. And because of that, they've been trying to recover. And it seems like every time a little bit of progress is getting made and the world might be thinking about flying the 737 again, another little scandalous data point comes out. And then this happens right before. I mean, Tehran just did this to really fuck with Boeing and to make sure the 737 never gets sold anywhere on Earth again. I truly believe that. And then they did, the missile attack immediately after. So this is going to be interesting. I'm actually kind of excited. We can actually wage a lot of this war over the mountains, like, with just missiles and try our best to use drones. This might push for Boeing, to start developing, aircraft weaponry to fight Iran. Like, they may start developing a super hypersonic, drone of some kind to start striking them out of retaliation for them, doing this to the 737, which I believe too, just because the fact that there was no Mayday call, I think this, there was foul play involved. But it's here, and guess what? Remember the last video I made like 4 or 5 months ago? Russia did not sell that S-400, and that's probably going to cost them big time in whichever way Trump decides to respond, which is going to be something by the air. We're not going to get into a naval fight with them in the, Arabian Gulf or whatever. And, we're not going to have a ground fight with them at the Iraq and Iran border or something like that. It's going to be airstrikes. Jets or missiles is what's going to come next, I believe, on the U.S.'s part. So that's how all wars are now. They just slowly escalate by single strikes and little retaliations and stuff. It's no longer declarations of war. That era has ended. So we get to watch this beautiful thing unfold.